Pleasure to meet friends in Hilton Head, South Carolina. And as I listened to these stars, they spoke just a few minutes ago, they were singing a beautiful song. But I think that with my story, there is one song I have been repeatedly singing when I am speaking about shift and the American dream. I believe all of you know that song. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I traveled the world over 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Yes. Speaking about shift, speaking about the American dream. Can we shift the world? Can the world shift us? It's a very important question. My life brought me to situations when I thought that I'm just a victim of these circumstances. Coming from the communist regime, being not able to travel, not allowed to study, not allowed to speak my voice or truth, was quite difficult, was challenging. But why I'm here today, something has shifted. Do you agree? Something has changed. What was that? Not only that, but I have to say that today, I would like to speak the American dream. And as Debbie introduced me to speak today, she spoke about that I have maybe a different experience, but I believe there are more people like me, immigrants to this country. They were fleeing their own country for different reasons and found a new home. I would like to ask you today, do you still believe that the American dream is alive? Can you raise your hands? Wow, 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 I'm not the only one. I believe it is. I still believe that it's so important that we speak about it, we explain it, we share it, and we still believe in it. And also, do you know why? Because it's a dream. It's a goal. It's not perfect. But there is something we can follow. It's a light in the darkness. For many people around the world, it is maybe the inspiration to resist. And this is the reason I'm standing here today to speak in a positive view of the American dream and the significance of keeping it alive. Yes, but all of us, we have this but. There are many reasons why we are worried. Is it simple? No. Does it worth it? Yes. Why we shift in our lives? Are we shifting because we feel comfortable? I'm not sure. Do you sit comfortable? First row, fine? No, don't worry. You can. You feel relieved, better. This is the easy move. But what if we feel anger, fear, struggle? I grew up in fear. I grew up in a country where people were not allowed to express themselves. Speaking about freedom, I believe first you have to lose freedom to understand the value. And it's very easy to lose it, very difficult to gain it back. So I'm very fortunate and I feel really privileged to speak to you today. So I think that the American dream, keep it alive, means yes, sacrifice, a lot of courage for all of us. Hard work, definitely, nothing comes for free. But also the change happens in us. We have the power. We have the momentum to make a difference. Pardon my language. But I believe when you laugh, you agree with me. If you are comfortable, if you feel like free, there is no threat, you have your steady job, all is good, it's better prevent it. Let's not take any risks, right? Why to shift? But without this shit in the world, in our lives, private lives, communities, countries, the world, name it, would that be a difference? It would take much more time. But I believe, let's not be afraid of a conflict. Let's not be afraid of the struggle. It shaped us all. Yeah, I am one of them, standing here, have it all, more or less. It is so important that maybe you don't even feel it that important, but the rest of the world is still looking for something better. People, they need to believe there are countries they do better. There are countries they give opportunities. There are countries that you don't have to live in fear. There is something to protect. There is something which all of us, we have to share and encourage the other people in the world. Don't give up. We will help you. We will be there for you. I think today it's even more important than yesterday. I would say let's not go back. Let's look to the future with our own experiences. And we have to share our stories. Could be my picture, it's not me. It was taken in Prague. I was born in a small city of Brno. In Czechoslovakia, the country doesn't exist anymore, but we split to the Slovak Republic and the Czech Republic. Maybe you know the Czech Republic by the capital city of Prague. So I was standing, I was 18 years old. I had this amazing opportunity to see the system collapsing. Why? The Cold War was over. I think that we have a young generation. Cold War was quite significant after the Second World War. Cold War was the victory of your American dream over Russian propaganda, if I make it simple. I have been unfortunately growing up beyond the Iron Curtain. So if you see these police force there, the soldiers, I was facing them when I was 18 years old. My parents were scared. We were occupied for 20 years by Russian army, at that time Soviet army. Everybody was scared. But there was a hope that if we resist, if we wake up, if we shift the country, we can live in freedom. We can follow your American dream. I'm standing here, why? I made it. I made it. I don't know who won, but we won. The young generation, the Western world, the United States. The Statue of Liberty is a symbolic. Don't take it as a given. Take it as a still value symbolism, because I still believe in it. Freedom, democracy, responsibility for our lives. The American dream has to prevail. What a girl, age of 18, my American dream, what if I become the beauty queen? What I have. And this is the original size of my crown. My name was not Bakala at that time, it was maiden name Malachova. The girl, Michaela Malachova, at that age of 19, I reached my, at that time, dream. I had it all. I had a free country. My motivation was that I can travel. And my first trip, where do you think did I go, was to the United States. It started in New York. There was only one flight, Prague, New York. And it was quite emotional because it was reconciliation between these two worlds, and many families were crying just to come, after all those years, to hug each other. It would be like you combine today North Korea with South Korea. It was amazingly motivational and positive, and also emotional. But was it all? I was only 19, this is it. I can speak for myself. I am a celebrity in my own country, which doesn't exist anymore, doesn't matter. And what's next? I decided instead of traveling the world, competing in the beauty contests, being a model, I said, let's go back to school. Maybe it's more important. And what happened? So once I was back at school, they said, we need young people like you. We need to shift our country. We need people with not the ties to the previous regime. We need people, open-minded people, people with energy and optimism to build a new free democracies across the Europe, across the Central Europe. I said yes. So I ended up working in politics. Interesting story for the next TED Talk. Somehow I succeeded. I didn't end up in jail and I didn't end up in therapy. Both was very close. But I'm not joking, that's true. God bless all politicians. And us. So, shift happened. I think that you recognize one of the women on the picture. Madeleine Albright, dear friend of mine. Together, we are both born in Czechoslovakia. She has been the significant woman who had the same opportunity like me to escape from the Second World War, after the Second World War, from Communist Czechoslovakia to the United States with her parents. She made it all. First female Secretary of State, comes from Prague. I'm very proud of her. She taught me a lot. Michaela, never give up. Never. Believe in those values. And we had the opportunity to build together the Aspen Institute in Central Europe. The gentleman on right or left side for you, Václav Havel, Mandela of the Central Europe. Dear friend of mine, I had the opportunity also to work with him, and I'm keeping his legacy alive because we both understood that the power, that the freedom and wealth and success comes with serious responsibility. And his humanism should lead us. he still believed that we should not forget the people in need. We should not isolate ourselves once we do better. And this is the reason, once I learned, and I got fortunate enough, that I can give back. I can spread this message, I can spread this legacy. One of these leaders and role models were like people like Václav Havel. He ended up in jail, he made it. I didn't end up in jail, but nobody knows, right? But it's a great experience. You never know. Still you have to believe, shift and move on. Again, Madeleine Albright, because she helped us, me and my husband and a group of significant people, to build the bipartisan Aspen Institute in the Central Europe. It is very important because what is the world missing today? It's not a dream, but it's also the leaders with responsibility. The leaders, they can really deliver the results. The leaders, they will stand up for you and stand up for the values. Not for their own benefits, but for the benefits for all of us. So, Aspen Central Europe is alive, and I still believe that also the cooperation between the United States and Europe is significant. I believe that the United States need the European culture, values, support, and vice versa. We need you. And we are very grateful for the United States. At the same time, let's please not forget, Europe is still there. My husband, he should be here. He should be the talker. He is the real example. He escaped the Czechoslovakia during the communist regime, made it all, studied at the best schools in the United States, ended up at the Wall Street, became a millionaire, billionaire, doesn't matter, success. And when we met, I was very grateful. My experience was a little bit different, but I understood we can make the difference, and we decided, yes, we will pass it on. What is the best solution for these world challenges? And we decided this is education. So we support young students around the world, specifically from the Central Europe, to study. Another dear friend of ours, and I just say it as an example. Do you remember South Africa and the apartheid? Where Nelson Mandela, after 26 years, being in prison, shifted the country with Mr. de Klerk, without the bloodshed, to democracy? Let's not forget those stories. These are a serious shift of this world. We should not forget them. It is possible with the same dream, same values. So at the same time, I'm serving and protecting the South African new constitution. Maybe America should be inspired, because it legally protects female gender rights, the people of color, the people of religion, all equal. So significant, and still something to work on. Yeah, courage. There are so many stories to be told, so many positive stories. If you read the newspaper every day, I think about the girl, she got naked in Iran. You remember her now from the news? They already called her, she's insane. No, she's a strong female woman, and she knows that there must be a change. I hope that nothing will happen to her. It's also in our hands. We should follow those stories. We should not close our eyes that only America matters. It is important, but if we forget the rest of the world, I'm not sure it's the right way. Yes, The world needs American dream to be alive. I need it too. I believe that we can believe in it, explain it, protect it, and share it. And at the end, I believe in those values. Without courage, I don't know if we can really shift. We need freedom. And let's not forget that freedom comes with responsibility, even freedom of the speech. I thought about it now because of the quite heated debate. Yes, we can say anything, but not without responsibility. Let's not share lies. Let's name it. Let's protect facts, science, and the truth. And what is the answer? Not a shortcut, takes a long time. Let's invest into our education. Thank you.